I run compared to these guys, a very small business called the MZ Shop Limited. I'm the main supplier for classic motorcycle spurs for the old East German state motorcycle manufacturer, who used to import an awful lot of MZ motorcycles into the UK in the late 60s, 70s, 80s, and early 90s. It's a niche market, but it's my niche, and there's an awful lot of niche markets out there. I was reading the other day about a guy who has built up a database of all the RAL codes for specialist paints for classic European and Japanese motorcycles, and he mixes the paint and exports them to the UK. He's had that business completely destroyed as well, because so now he can only sell into the UK and America. I've had my exports to Europe pretty much wiped out, because if I sell £50 worth of motorcycle parts back to Germany, or I had quite a healthy trade in Denmark and the Scandinavian countries, and the Netherlands and Belgium, if I sell £50, they might find there's another £36 local fees for them to receive them. So if they decide, well, I'm not paying that, they then come back via my shipper, and I have to then pay maybe £36 to get them back again through the customs clearances to get stock back that's not going to come, not been sold, and then have to refund. So I've lost that part of the business. I tried to put an order in for stock now, because we knew this was coming. As Daniel has said, we massively stockpiled, holding stocks, probably in the region of 50% of our GDP we've spent on stock in the last six to 8 months. That's not really sustainable for many businesses, because we supply almost 2,000 components in small quantities. It's a lot of components go into making up a motorcycle, and to have credibility in the market, you have to try and give widespread coverage of all those components. Now, one day you'll sell 6 of one, and then you won't sell any for months. So there's no way of knowing really how on earth the demand is going to fluctuate. So you just got to hold components. Now, I put an order in mid-December for approximately £2,500 worth of stock. It came in 3 boxes. The final box I picked up yesterday from Heighton Parcel Force Depot, and had to pay the £160 for customs charges and VAT on top. It had been split, so I've got it in dribs and drabs. So it was ordered mid-December, and I got it on the 2nd of March, the final shipment. So I'm now putting in another order in for approximately 5,000. We're only, and at our peak, we were only turning over 70,000. However, it has gone up because my other business has been shut down by COVID, because I also run a real ale micropub. So I've been considering myself very lucky, really, that one business has been pretty much wiped out for all bar 2 months of the last 12, while the other one has actually been booming. But now Brexit is hit, and hit quite hard, really. So when the final box came through, I had a customs form sent to me to fill in. And this final box took about 4 to 5 weeks, if I recall correctly, to get through the customs clearances. I think it was in Coventry. Now I had to fill in all the necessary codes. And going on the government's website, eventually I found the right section to go under in automotive components. And I think there's about 5 codes. Now they're all of the same tariff code, which is 20%, but it's wheel components, and then it's brake components, and then clutch components, and engine components, and then cycle components, and all different codes. Now, I just thought, well, it's a mixed box, so I put all the codes down. But given what Simon and Daniel has said, we are in a transition phase. I honestly don't know whether or not by the time July comes, that will be acceptable. Because at the moment, when I put an order in, they'll say, well, we'll stick 4 silencers in that box. We'll fill that gap with the brake shoes. We'll fill that box with the the clutch discs, we'll fill this part with the, the headlamp bulbs, and then the next box, oh, well, we can put the spokes in that box. Now, if they're going to have to split it up by wheel components and clutch components, how is that going to be viable? How is that even going to be possible? Are they going to want to supply me if that? And the answer is, I don't know whether that is going to happen. So I really don't know in 12 months' time whether I'll have a viable business. So that's where I am at the moment. I mean, we're pretty flexible, but how can you be flexible for something that came in, was actually legislated for on Christmas Eve, and then came in on the 1st of January? It's impossible. We are really being put through the mixer, and none of us really know how it's going to develop. It's worrying. I'm just grateful that my pub might be looking towards opening on the 12th of April, but who knows, that could all go to the wall as well, knowing this government. So thank you all for your indulgence. I'll leave it there.